What's up, everybody? As you can tell, I'm at work, taking care of some security, helping people secure their belongings, making keys, locksmith stuff. I gotta turn this music down, huh? Copywriting. All right, we got the music down low. Got it down super low. YouTube and their copyright laws, gotta be careful. Gotta shave, don't I? Relapse. Relapse. I've actually been trying to make this video a couple times, but I get caught up in taking care of my girls, being a daddy, and responsibilities, they take priority, I'm not making any currency off of this stuff. It's not like I'm bringing in all kinds of dough from these videos, so sometimes I got to take care of the more important things. And I don't want to just throw together a garbage video. I want to have some information. I want to think about it a little bit. I want to use my brain, think about it a little bit. Relapse. Relapse, and how a lot of people say, and I agree with sometimes, that it can be a big step in your rebuilding. A big step in your recovery. Some people that don't know anything about using or addiction, they'll look at relapse as like a big fall. They'll look at it as like a failure, like you screwed up and that you're back on that wagon. Anybody who knows me knows that those who don't understand, I give them the big you, all right? You don't know me and you don't know what I've been through, so I need you to just shut up. Sometimes you just got to have that kind of understanding. You got to have that kind of belief. Like, I just don't need to hear all this negative judgment from people who don't understand. We've been dealing with that for too long. So relapse can be something that can be a positive. And the reason I say that it can be a positive is because let's say you're 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, a year, whatever down the road, and all of a sudden something happens and you go and you quote unquote use. You use. You have they call it a moment of weakness. I don't even like that phrase. Just something happens and you end up taking a step in the old ways. Because a lot of those old ways, in the beginning of rebuilding, you got to come up with a routine. 99.9% of your time was spent trying to acquire money, trying to get over on lies, trying to remember your lies, and then scoring and taking yourself out of reality. When you are rebuilding, you have to find ways to keep yourself occupied. You have to come up with new habits. Like, you have to relearn those things. So it's real easy to fall back in those old ways, especially when you have something happen that causes you some mental and emotional grief, a hard time, life knocks you down. It's easy to fall back into that. But when you relapse, sometimes it can just click in your head on how much time you really been wasting on that stuff. How it doesn't really make things any better. It doesn't make things feel any better. It doesn't make things easier to handle. It actually just pauses the productivity. You could actually be focusing all that attention towards solving the problem or building yourself back up. But instead, you took a step to the side. And this relapse, this moment of weakness, however people want to call it, it might be that one time, whoa, sorry about the camera shake. It might be that one time where it actually clicks in your head that this is a waste of my time. I got no business doing that. I got no business taking steps backwards because it ain't helping me feel any better anyways. The things that were making me feel better was actually building myself back up. The 6, 8, 9, 10 months, a year that I've been doing all this and actually making progress, that's what made me feel better. So relapse can be a big step in actually securing the future of your recovery. Crazy, right? People that don't understand addiction won't be able to wrap their heads around this. And there might be a lot of instances where that doesn't work. But in a few cases, addiction is different for everybody. In a few cases, it might be the one thing that gives you that fire to realize that you feel best when you're solving problems for yourself, not when you're hiding from them. When you've been in the habit of always hiding from problems, and then you step away from that for a little while, you start to feel good and be at peace mentally. Then when you fall back into that by whatever means happens, it can be the one thing that ignites that understanding that I feel way better when that doesn't happen. All right, sorry, I had a customer. Had to help some of the community out here in Colorado. Had to help them out, you know what I mean? So that relapse, back to where I was at, I believe this is where I was at. Relapse can be something that clicks in your head, an understanding of, wow, I was wasting a lot of my time and this really isn't making me feel any better. So the big important thing is when it comes to relapse, it's how you approach it after the fact. Be prepared for those around you to judge you that don't understand, especially family members, the ones that love you the most. Maybe you're still in the beginning of winning over their actual trust again. It took me a lot of time to be able to actually earn the trust back from my family, then even longer for them to believe the positivity that I was talking, because they had to have their guards up. They had to have their guards up. They had to assume that I was full of garbage. They wanted to see the results. And over time, that came true. So be prepared for those around you to maybe not understand, but as long as you attack that thing like a tool for your advancement and you see it as something that made you realize a whole nother level of your rebuilding, how much progress you've really made. But if you just jump into a relapse and say, oh, I screwed up again, it's over, I'm already back on my old ways, you're going to start to believe that. You're going to assume that position because it's easy. It's easy to fall back into that. It's easy to give up on yourself in moments and times where you actually make a decision that could possibly hurt you. Things that you do that feel familiar because you used to do it, it doesn't have to be that way though. You don't have to give up on yourself like that. So you go into that thing and you get out of it and understand that it was a tool for your rebuilding process, that you even understand yourself better now. That's what I think about a relapse. I think that it depends on how you're going to accept it after the fact, because you're going to be hit with guilt and shame and you're going to feel bad, but it might be something that just wakes you up even more. Like, why did I even do that? I didn't even need to spend my time doing that. I feel way better when I'm working on me and making progress on me. That's a huge, huge understanding to have. When you understand that you feel better mentally and emotionally when you're actually building yourself up, that means that when you have the next moment where you actually have a trial or tribulation that you got to deal with, you won't even think about that. You won't even think about sidestepping it because you know you're going to feel 10 times better when you plow right through that thing and handle it. So, I'm C-Rock'em Sock'em. That's my video on relapse, and I'm sorry it took so long. I'm going to go back to making some keys, doing some stuff, taking things apart, putting it back together again. You know, it's all kind of fun stuff. I like that kind of thing. Keeps my mind going. So you guys have a great day. Hit me up in the comments. This is Recovery Central, and I'm still here for y'all. Share it to your Facebook. Let other people know. All that jazz. Whatever. Hit the like button, subscribe, whatever. You know, you got to, whatever, if you guys want to. But if not, I'll see you guys back here in a little bit. Thanks for joining me.